Leetcode 49, group anagrams. It's a medium problem, but I would say that it's a bit on the easier side. That's because it doesn't require any specific knowledge in regards to algorithms or some strategies like greedy strategy or dynamic programming and so on. And this is usually the case for mediums and of course for hards as well. And here you can just use your like normal or day-to-day programming knowledge and you should be able to solve it without any issues. So it's something that is not really typical for those kinds of Leetcode problems. That's why I'm trying to highlight it. And here is the description. Given an array of strings called strs, so you have this strs, that's our only input, is a list in Python, and each element of that list, like linear structure, and each element is a string. So we'll have multiple strings, and those strings could be anagrams of each other. And what is an anagram? An anagram is a word or phrase formed by rearranging the letters of a different word or phrase using all the original letters exactly once, meaning that basically two strings are anagrams if they have the same characters, but the characters or the letters can be in different order. But the letters themselves have to be the same, and their counts have to be the same. So for example, if in one string you have letter A appearing 3 times, then in the second, in order for it to be its anagram, you need also A appearing 3 times, but they can be in different order. So that's what anagrams mean, and you can return the answer in any order. So that's good. We don't have to sort it in any way, just group the anagrams together, meaning we have to create a list of lists of strings. So in original list, strings are in flat manner, like they're just there's just like one container and all the strings are there, and then we will have to group them to like smaller containers where in each container we will have anagrams and there could be many anagrams here. It doesn't need to be, for example, just 2, could be many of them, but in each container, inner container, there will be anagrams, and there can be any numbers of such containers. So that's why it's just a list of strings. And that's the output type. And here is an example. So first example, we have following words: eat, tea, tan, ate, nut, and but. And but doesn't have any anagrams. That's why it's its own it's the only one in its container. Then nut and tan are its anagrams. They are together in one list. And ate, eat, and tea are also all 3 of them are anagrams of each other, and they form another container. And those containers themselves can be arranged in any order. So for example, this inner list could be first element of the outer list, could be second or third, as it is now. It doesn't matter. And here is an explanation. There is no string in strs that can be rearranged to form but. That's what we said. And the strings nut and tan are anagrams as they can be rearranged to form each other. The strings ate, eat, and tea are anagrams as they can be rearranged to form each other. Okay, that's what we know. And of course, we can also have empty strings. Empty strings are also a possibility, are valid strings that can appear somewhere in this input, and in this case, of course, an empty string can only be an anagram of an empty string. And also we can have a single string in the, like just one element in the input, and also the strings themselves can contain just a single letter. And so all options are on the table, and that's more or less it. So now let's think about possible strategies that we may use. So how can we check whether two strings, how to check if S1 and S2 are anagrams? And basically there are 2 ways to do it. First way is to sort. And if after sorting they are exactly the same, then they were anagrams. But sorting has big cost, is n log n operation. Yeah, and the other way is to create a histogram for each string and compare the histograms. And what is the histogram? And this could be done in ON. Yeah, so this is generally faster. And let's discuss the second option and the first option. By the way, we can use those examples. Yeah, so using sorting, we would basically transform all of them to the following string. So if we sort AET, yes, and the same here. Yeah. But this is a costly operation, but already you can see that we can then compare simply the output strings if they are exactly the same. Yeah, and for histogram, we would create a count of each. Oh, we can do it smaller since those are very small strings. Yeah, and we would count simply how many times each letter appears in a string. Yeah, so A appears one time, T appears one time, and E appears one time. Yeah, and we can use it. We can do it using a dictionary, which is more general. But because here we have only letters, we can even have more efficient way using a list. So we can notice that we have very limited set of possible characters, or possible inputs, or possible keys. In fact, there are only 26 keys, because we have 26 letters in English alphabet, and I think they are all lowercase. So consists of lowercase English letters. So there are only 26 of them, meaning that we could, instead of creating a general dictionary which can have any hashable type for keys, we could use simply a list that has 26, or an array that has 26 elements, and is initialized. Each element is initialized to 0, and the letters will be mapped to its indices. Or we could do something like this. Let's fill it. Array with 26 elements. Yeah, and each element has, of course, an index in an array, and those indices we can map to letters. Is since we have just 26 of them. So here at this place we will put the number of A's. Yeah, we have single A, the number of counts or a count of b's, how many times b appear, 0, c, 0, and so on. And we can have just this very compact way of storing histogram for this particular situation, since the number of inputs or the input characters is very limited. Yeah, we have just 26 possible elements, so we can, instead of using the general dictionary, we can use an array. And that's more or less it. We will create an array, such an array for each word, and then we will store the results in some dictionary that we can then return. We can return its values as the list of lists. Yeah, so let's try to do it. And result, we can use default dict, which is basically the same as dict but has default values. If you say that you will store all the values as lists, then it will initialize for all possible keys the first element to an empty list. And you don't have to do some if-else statements and check, is it empty already for the, like, is there something already added for the key? If not, then do this, create the first element with the list. Basically, it's just an easier way to dealing with dictionaries. So normal dictionary will be created like this or like this, but default dict is the same thing, just has defaults. And now we can go for word in strings or in strs. And for each of them, we will create its histogram, which will be 26, yeah, as we said, empty 26 elements, yeah, all initialized to 0. And if we find new character, then we will increment by 1. And for character in word or for letter in word, we have to map the letter to appropriate index inside histogram. So index will be the difference between a converted to a number and this particular letter. Yeah, so like this. So if this letter is A, then the index is 0. If it's something different, then, for example, B, then the index would be 1, and so on. And yes, that's it. Now we can update on this index, increment by 1. Yeah, and we can now we cannot use the lists as keys for inside dictionary, inside our result, but we can convert them to tuples which are hashable. So not equal, but append. Yeah, since we already have defaults as empty lists, we will append new word. Yeah, and in the end, we will return just the values of this. Converted to lists. Okay. That's it. Let's see. Looks good for the first 3 cases. And now let's see for all the cases. Yeah, we are a bit slow. And let me check. We can, here, we can reverse on this operation, since, yeah, we were getting negatives since A is the smallest, other way around. Yeah, so that would be a bit faster, and also we can convert it to bytes instead of tuple. This also should be faster. Yeah, here basically we need to have a hash, which is unique for that particular histogram. Let's submit again and see if it gets any faster. Now we're a bit faster, 36%. Let's see again. Okay, and let's see. So let's try the second approach. Maybe the approach with sorting will be faster. So yeah, we can move all of that. Let's comment it out and space. And let's try to sort. So we can we can sort the word in such a way and put it already as a key. Yeah, so basically the keys right now, instead of being histograms, would be sorted words. And that's it. And let's see. Maybe this one would be faster, since I think sorting is done only in C, but something wrong. Let me verify. Sorry, here. Not override, but append, since we have to gather all the anagrams in one list. Yeah, okay, now we are faster. I think this is because this particular sorting is all done in C. So besides like time complexity of algorithms themselves, also implementation matters. And in this case, even the theoretically sorting takes n log n time complexity. It's in practice for this particular implementation is faster.